In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting has been provided by filing a copy thereof with the municipal clerk on January 7, 2013, faxing a copy thereof to the Home News Tribune and Star Ledger on January 8, 2013 at 8:47 a.m., and posting a copy thereof on the bulletin board on the main floor of Borough Hall, 221 South Fifth Avenue, Highland Park, New Jersey, on January 8, 2013 at 9 a.m. Fire exits are to my right and left, respectively, your right and left. Please, I want to emphasize, please, people on the dais speak into the microphones. If you're here from the public, please use this microphone. And assistive listening devices are available. Okay. Jenny, would you please lead us in the pledge?
States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Minkoff?
Here.
Councilwoman Brill-Mittler?
Here.
Councilman Erickson?
Here.
Councilwoman Foster Dublin? Councilman Millay?
Here.
Councilman Potts?
Here.
Councilwoman Welkowitz?
Here.
Borough Attorney Schmier?
Here.
Borough Administrator Kovac?
Here.
Okay, just before our next item of business, just as a reminder, for those of you here in council chambers and for those of you who are watching at home, if you didn't see it at the last meeting, we have a new Borough Council President. Again, we thank former Council President Brill-Mittler for all of her dedicated service and hard work, and I welcome Councilman Pedrick Millay as the new Borough Council President for 2013. Now it's time for a Main Street Minute. Jamie McCrone is here, the Executive Director of Main Street, and I see you've brought some of your critical leadership, so take it away, Jamie.
Thank you, Mayor. Is this on?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'd like actually, we
Please speak into the microphone.
We have a number of new board members this evening, and for 2013, I'd like to have our new board president, Jenny Chapman, introduce the two who are here and possibly a third who may be arriving, and talk a little bit about what's happening and what's going to be happening for Main Street here in 2013. Jenny?
Thank you, Jamie. So, as he said, we have a new slate of officers. I'm the chair, and Jim Polos is my very experienced vice chair. We have Paul Linares, who has a lot of institutional memory and a long-time volunteer for the organization, and Skip Rogers will be continuing as treasurer. In addition to that, we have some new wonderful ideas emerging out of the new board and officers. For example, we have an extended farmers market and artisan market coming up this year. We have access for people with disabilities coming into the building, for Main Street building, and more of a presence on social media. And we'll also be working with student council at the high school to provide volunteer opportunities for students. And those are just a few of the things that you'll see coming out of Main Street this year. In addition, we've got some new board members. Some of them are present. One of them is Mitra Lundy. She's not present. She's the owner of Kinetics, and she will be our new ER team chair. And then we have George Grummett, who is a property owner in town and business owner. And with us today is Anna Ortiz, one of the vice presidents for Unity Bank, as part of Unity Bank's continuing support for our downtown. And Wendy Zimmerman, owner of Pilates by Wendy on Woodbridge Avenue. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mayor, may I ask a question?
You certainly may, but you must speak into the microphone. I'm sorry, because people tell us at home they can't hear.
Oh, well,
So that's, otherwise we're lip syncing. So please go ahead.
Jenny, you mentioned some extended hours at the farmers market.
I shouldn't say extended hours, extended days.
Okay,
So I apologize, yeah.
Is there any way we can get the farmers market to stay open beyond 5 p.m.?
Actually, Jamie and I were discussing that earlier today, and so we're going to look into that, see what the farmers can manage.
Good,
they're
because
taking time and so on.
Because we
Yeah.
do hear from working people that they'd like to stop there on their way home.
Oh, and we have people who want to stop earlier too. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a wonderful idea. We want more farmers market.
Great,
definitely.
thank you.
Yeah, sure. Anyone else? Okay. Wendy, would you like to? Oh,
See, this is my size here. Microphone. My name is Wendy Zimmerman. I own Pilates and Company on 73 Woodbridge Avenue. I started in radiology and imaging, so it was a nice transfer from the medical part and some of the sadness to more of a rehabilitative part of the business. There's not much else to say. We're open all the time from 6 a.m. till probably 9 p.m. almost every night. Saturdays, 6 a.m. till about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and sometimes Sundays as well. My interest in joining Main Street was because I felt that Highland Park community has been good to me. It was very receptive. The people in Highland Park opened their arms. They like the service we give. They're an educational kind of community, so teaching what Pilates is and the health benefit of it, it was very rewarding because they opened their arms to us. All of the people in Highland Park, Scott Luthman, right? Scott Luthman and Tim Coyle and the powers to be that helped me relocate from where I was to where I am now really just helped me in a timely fashion that I think other communities would have taken months and months and months for me to open. So that's one of the reasons why I feel like I'd like to give back to Highland Park. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amanda Ortiz. Some of you know who I am, some of you don't. I'm a vice president with Unity Bank on First Street. I've been with them for about 12 years. However, I've been working in Highland Park since 1988. I love the community. The reason I joined Main Street is because, again, just like Wendy, I would like to give back to the community that has been so good to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
I'll try not to take up too much more time, but just to finish up then, I know I'm getting a Main Street minute, but still. This is
It's the first one of the year. We can give you a 30-second extension.
Thank you, Mayor. 2013 will be an exciting year for Main Street. We're starting off with new board members, new officers, and a renewed commitment to strengthening downtown Highland Park. While the economic mood remains cautious, I think it's cautiously optimistic. At Main Street, we're gearing up to work harder than ever so that our downtown is poised to take advantage of the upswing. So far this year, Main Street has been awarded, and just this year, has been awarded 2 grants worth $4,000 to $6,000 total. One for a redesign and upgrade of the mobile capabilities of shophighlandpark.com, our Shop Highland Park website, which is our directory, and the other for wayfinding and branding, which I hope will be a nice addition to the streetscape that is being finished. On Thursday, our ER committee will hear a proposal for a townwide shoppers loyalty card, which we're very excited about. And later the following week, we'll be attending the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce's big networking event in Newark. Closer to home, we're planning a number of such networking events together with Middlesex County Chamber, excuse me, that will showcase local businesses and give local businesses a chance to network. We have a strong list of events which we think will add to the activity and attractiveness of downtown Highland Park. This year, we'll grow a couple of events which had fantastic impact last year, and grow them into mature events, namely the Downtown Trick or Treat and Trunk or Treat event and the Winter Lights, in addition to our other popular promotional events. We're looking to expand our use of social media and radio to expand the reach and broaden the message about the goings-on in downtown Highland Park. Excuse me. And we continue to showcase the downtown as a place for new business. While we'll all lament the closing of Trio Gifts, there has been a flurry of activity since it closed, and I'm suddenly fielding more calls about space for rent than I have since before I left for England in 2011. BBQ Chicken, which stands actually for Best of the Best Quality Chicken, is moving along nicely in moving into the old Charlie Brown space, and they put up temporary sign banners, so that's an exciting move forward. I want to clear up, because I think I've been part of the problem here. While the owners of the chain are Korean, and it is called barbecue. It is not, in the strictest terms, Korean barbecue. But rather the focus is on chicken, prepared multiple ways. It looks like it will have a nice family appeal, and the bar will be back. They'll have seating outside during warm weather, so there will be that activity and that anchor at our corner. Boost Mobile, I don't know if you've seen, has taken over where the orthopedic shoe store used to be, next to Kinetics, and Speak Music and Old Queen's Coffee are settling in nicely to their respective spaces. That's my Main Street report. Thank you for your indulgence on the extra time.
You have another question, do you?
I do. Jamie, as you know, because my office is in the middle of downtown, people do talk to me to raise some suggestions for us. When you do talk to the BBQ people, yes. Could you please mention that many of the business owners in town have been looking for a salad bar again?
Yes. You actually mentioned that, and I've mentioned that to David.
Okay,
David
great.
Chung is at least the guy in charge at the moment.
Very good.
But I'll relay the message.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Great.
Any other questions? Comments? Okay. Jamie, thank you very much. We want to thank the Main Street volunteers and leaders who are here and those who are not here for your service to the community, your leadership, and we're looking forward to a very strong and productive partnership with you. So thank you. And I don't know why, but for some reason, not only is Scott Luthman here, but he's wearing a tie. So if you have anything to do with that, that's impressive by itself. So how that happened, I don't know, but some things better left unquestioned.
Thank you.
Okay. It's time for council reports. Councilman Potts, do you have something you'd like to share with us this evening?
Yes, excuse me. I just want to mention that there's going to be a special event on Saturday, January 26th from 3 to 6 p.m. It's going to be basically a retrospective and a 90th birthday entertainment party for one of Highland Park's own beloved artists, Bill Giacconi. And that's going to be held at the Main Street office at 212 Raritan Avenue here in Highland Park. And they'll be sharing music, art, and refreshments that afternoon. Again, that's Saturday, January 26th from 3 to 6 p.m. Also, I wanted to mention that the next Mayor's Teen Advisory Committee meeting will be on February 7th. And that group is hoping to increase their membership and grow and become more active here in Highland Park. And we're excited about that new program that they have started. Thank you.
Council Member Welkowitz.
Thank you, Mayor. A few things to announce. First off, last week we rolled out a brand new program for adults with disabilities, Act Out, a new theater arts program. And we had 16 people enroll and 3 volunteers and our experienced instructor, Deborah Orenstein. It seems to be going well. And it's a 10-week program, and we're very happy with it. That was brought to us by a grant, a community development block grant, and matching funds from a trust account. Big shout out to Lou Pitchinson, who came up with the idea to have this trust fund. And what happens is the Universal Access Committee now gets some portion of the handicap violation fines that are paid, and we're able to pay for this wonderful program. And also special thanks to Rosa Torres and the HP Rec Center for promoting the event and helping put it together. This coming Monday, we have a very large event. On January 21st, Martin Luther King, from 7 to 9 p.m. in our Senior Youth Center. It's our annual Martin Luther King celebration, A Vision Realized, Purposeful Change. Thanks to Chairwoman Sheila Highsmith for putting together and hosting probably their biggest program to date. We think it's going to be an amazing event. The invocation is going to be read by Pastor Seth Caperdale. We'll have Speaker John Paxton Jr., Adjunct Professor of African Studies at Rutgers. The Highland Park Community Chorus will perform. a dance troupe from BAM School of Performing Arts in New Brunswick, and we're going to honor our own Ashton Burrell. And thanks also to Janet Molina and HP Rec for promoting and holding the event. And other good news, our Housing Authority was awarded a grant in working with the Francis E. Parker Memorial Home on River Road. We were awarded a grant by Leading Age. It covers 1 day a week of exercise, lunch, crafts, and games for the people at the Housing Authority. And thanks to the Parker Memorial Home and Executive Director Donna Brightman of our Housing Authority. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Mittler.
Thank you, Mayor. Picking up a little on what Main Street was reporting, two other things I'd like to emphasize. One is our streetscape is nearing completion, and if you drive on Raritan Avenue tonight, you will find the first of our little living room corners lit with lamps, so that residents or shoppers can actually sit in the evenings and enjoy a lighted, seated area right on our downtown streets. So that's a wonderful new addition. And additionally, for those of you who did not hear me mention this at our reorg meeting, these people that are here tonight are representatives of just some of the Main Street volunteers that do such an incredible job. Jamie reported to me that the volunteers for Main Street, if you were to take their hours and actually pay people for the jobs, they add up to between $25,000 and $35,000 worth of people power hours. So I thank you all, and please pass that on for all of us to the rest of your volunteers. Thank you.
Councilman Erickson?
No report.
Council President Millay.
Just a brief announcement. The Environmental Commission will now be meeting the first Wednesday of the month at 8 o'clock down at the Environmental Center. They changed the date to allow them more time to review plans and other documents that are sent to them before they go on to the Planning Board or the Zoning Board. So hopefully this will allow them to comment and improve upon certain proposals without scrambling around. That's it.
Thank you. I just have two quick items. One, within the past week or 10 days, all property owners, I believe, in Highland Park received a letter which I signed related to the It's in Our Power campaign. The borough, you may or may not recall or may not have known, a while back had become the first municipality in the United States to enter into first we conducted a competitive bid proposal, and we awarded a contract to a company called Seal Power, and Seal is now legally authorized by the borough to conduct home energy audits or home energy assessments. Now that's separate from contracting to actually have the work done, but the first stage to figure out where your home may be eligible or may be benefited by some sort of energy efficiency upgrades, whether it's weather sealing, weatherization, which is home insulation, or lighting fixture changes, etc. All of these different things are related to the home energy audit process. So the benefit to this is usually these audits cost much more. I believe that they're $49. Yeah, $49 is the price, and you can go to the Seal Power website and sign up. The details are in the letter. There's a billboard down by the railroad tracks that calls attention to this as well. But the idea is to try to generate as much participation in this program as we can, because we believe that it's something that is not only in everybody's financial interest. Our desire is to see you cut your energy consumption and your energy bills. There are economic benefits to that, but there are environmental benefits as well. More energy efficiency relates to a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions, which we believe is good for us and good for the planet. So that's one thing I wanted to mention. The other thing I wanted to mention, which is a reiteration and perhaps slight expansion on something I mentioned in my remarks at the reorganization meeting, is I recently joined an organization called Mayors Against Illegal Guns. And this organization was organized by Mayor Bloomberg and I believe some other mayors. And they actually have a variety of materials available to legislators. This governing body is in the process of, I think, perhaps finalizing is the best word, reviewing and finalizing language for a resolution that will make a strong statement against, well, certainly against illegal guns, but there's more to come on that, which you'll be hearing about, I would assume, at our next meeting, or the meeting thereafter for sure. When those resolutions are available, we'll be sending those to our various legislators, congressional representatives, senators, and even to President Obama to let them know that this is something of tremendous importance to Highland Park. So the other aspect to that is that there happens to be, I can't go, it happens to be this coming Saturday, but there's a major rally, not even so much a rally, it's really more of a congressional advocacy day by this organization. There are mayors that are going to be at the National Conference of Mayors in Washington later this week, and on the tail end of that, there's a day in which this organization is going to spend time with various congressional representatives, basically to drive this point home that there are a whole bunch of guns out there, and many people don't feel any safer because of that. So those are two of the many things that I'm involved in right now. And with that, I would like to find out if the Borough Administrator has a report for this evening.
No report.
Borough Attorney, do you have a report?
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, so that takes us up to, I did that out of sequence again, I'm sorry. Okay, thanks for letting me know in advance.
I'm not going to interrupt you.
That's perfectly fine. Pedrick, that was your fault. Okay, we assume you'll get better with practice. Okay, so we're up to public discussion, which is 15 minutes. So if there are members of the public who would like to be called on, I would just ask that in whatever order you can come up to the microphone. And public discussion now, we're going to have another one at the end of the meeting, but that's 15 minutes total. So is there anybody that would like to come up and be heard? Please state your name and address for the record.
Thank you. My name is Joanne St. Amand. I am the sister of a profoundly intellectually disabled individual that lives at Woodbridge Developmental Center, and I also represent the Parents and Family Association. The reason I'm here tonight is to ask the Borough of Highland Park write a resolution to the governor asking him to keep open the developmental centers, Woodbridge Developmental Center, and also the center in North Jersey, in Totowa, New Jersey, North Jersey Developmental Center. Back in August, the governor put together a task force, and they voted to close these two centers. New Jersey has 7 developmental centers for the intellectually disabled, and by closing these 2 centers, we've closed the only 2 centers we have in North Jersey, making a tragic situation for the families involved. The developmental centers are very much in need, and we all know now with everything going on with the situation, in Sandy Hook, that we need services. We need services for these individuals. We cannot cut out the services. My sister Rosemary, just to give you a face to the individuals at the developmental center, she's 57 years old. She's intellectually disabled, considered profoundly. That's the most severe of the conditions. She is the intellectual cognitive ability of a 3-month-old, which means she cannot walk or talk. She needs to be fed pureed foods. Even her liquids need to be thickened so that she doesn't choke. She's typical of the individuals at the centers. She needs constant supervision, constant help. This is a population you usually don't see. Most of us are more familiar with the individuals that can walk or get around or participate even in Special Olympics. These individuals really need our help. They, like I said, the majority of them, 75% of them don't walk, and only a handful can even talk at Woodbridge Developmental Center. They suffer from such situations, like my sister, such conditions as seizure disorders, dysphagia, which is trouble swallowing. They have to make sure their fluids are at a right level so that they don't suffer from dehydration. The staff at these centers are trained. They have years of experience. Since my sister doesn't talk, they can easily tell if she is not getting enough fluids, if there needs to be some precautions with her, or how to take care of her the best. So these centers are very, very important to us. The reason we don't want these facilities closed is because they follow the ICFMR model. It's the most comprehensive Medicaid program out there for these individuals. The heart of it is an active treatment plan and bundled services. We believe that we also need group homes, but for this particular population, they need the ICFMR services. If they go into the community, they waive their right to these services and go under something called the community care waiver, which doesn't have the on-site professionals to take care of them. It doesn't have the active treatment plan with goals. It doesn't have the requirements, the oversight. There's over 375 rules and regulations they have to follow at the developmental centers. They don't have to do that in the community. So we need these group homes, but we need to keep these developmental centers. We can't let them go down at the expense to move everybody into the community. This is a life-threatening situation. These homes the developmental centers are not just bricks and mortars. My sister's been there for 37 years. If she's to move out of that place, every single relationship she's ever had with these individuals will be severed. And to not have anything in North Jersey, if I choose to keep her in a center, the closest center is probably 2.5 hours away down in Vineland or New Lisbon, New Jersey. So we really need your help to keep these centers open. So again, I asked the borough if they would please put a resolution together, write to the governor, and ask him to keep open the developmental centers at North Jersey and Totowa and at Woodbridge Developmental Center in Woodbridge. Thank you.
Okay, first of all, thank you very much for your heartfelt comments. And I'm sure this has to be a particularly challenging time with the added uncertainty facing your family. Do you have, so in a minute I'll address the specific request that you made. I have a question or two first for you if I could. Do you have any information that you'd be able to furnish us to help inform whatever next steps we might potentially take?
Yes, I put a packet together for each member of the council.
That would be great.
And I have some sample resolutions from the other towns.
You read my mind. That was my second question. Okay, so the way this typically works, and I know that for some this is a frustrating bureaucracy, it's just we sort of have a, quote, discipline, unquote, to the way we handle these requests, just so that we don't have utter chaos reigning and we're actually able to get to these important requests that the public comes to us with. So the council operates in a committee structure. So what we would do is please give us the information this evening before we leave this meeting. And we will discuss this in our conference session to follow this and assign it to a council person for them to review with the appropriate committee, board and commission, or whatever, and then they'll advise us on, should it be that resolution, do we want to come up with something stronger, is there something else we'd want to weigh in on, et cetera, and then we would make a determination, and then you would be able to communicate with that council person directly to kind of be able to get a status and figure out if and when we were going to move forward with an actual resolution for introduction and passage. So I guess as a first step, we want to make sure that we get the information that you have, and then we'll have a conversation about this a little bit later on. And then is your contact information on one of the packets?
Yes,
okay, perfect. And then this way we'd be able to follow up with you with any additional questions that we
Excellent.
have. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please do.
How many people work at the center, and are they being transferred, or are they losing their jobs?
Mm-hmm. Rex? I'll let Rex answer that. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, could you just please let us know your address, please?
My name is Rex Reed. I'm the political legislative representative for ASME, the American Federation of State, County, Municipal Employees, 2930 South Ward Street, Trenton, New Jersey. I represent the ASME workers at Woodbridge Developmental Center and North Jersey Developmental Center, and I'm here to ask the Borough Council of Highland Park to help the families, the guardians, and the workers fight to keep Woodbridge Developmental Center and North Jersey Developmental Centers open. The residents of Woodbridge Developmental Center and North Jersey Developmental Centers are your citizens. They need your help. They are the least able to care for themselves. And that is why we're asking you to stand with them and save their homes. Some of them have lived at Woodbridge Developmental Center and North Jersey Developmental Center for decades and know no other home. The state's plan to move the residents into community group homes is ill-conceived and deadly, as stated by former Deputy Director of the New Jersey Division of Developmental Disabilities for 32 years, Bernie White. He said that moving the residents from Woodbridge into community settings would result in 47% higher death rate than them remaining in the center. These statistics are gathered from states where this has already been done, like California and Ohio. And if that were not reason enough, 2 of the ASME, CWA, or IPD workers from Woodbridge Developmental Center or North Jersey Developmental Center live in your borough of Highland Park and are taxpayers and voters in Highland Park, and they do shop here. They spend a good part of their combined developmental center income, approximately $91 million, in your borough over the year, some $100,000 by your residents. I say that because the governor's task force determined that finances lost to cities would not hurt. I ask you, can anybody stand to lose any part of $91 million in these hard economic times? We're asking you to stand with the residents of Woodbridge Developmental Center and North Jersey Developmental Centers by passing a resolution in support of keeping not only Woodbridge Developmental Center and North Jersey Developmental Center, but all the developmental centers in the state open. We're asking you to join other cities that have already done resolutions to keep them open.
No,
Thank you. Your question?
the question was, how many people work at the center, and are they being transferred to other facilities?
There are approximately between the 2 centers about 1,600 employees, and the plan is to lay them off or transfer them based on seniority. So to say how many would remain, we can't say, because the state has diminished or decreased their hiring capacity. And this is just another step in their doing that, by laying people off.
At 1,600 at Woodbridge, and then another
1,600.
about 2,600
between the 2.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I have one. I'm sorry. Before, when you mentioned that effectively there's this waiver from ICMR to community care, the Community Care Act waiver, I guess if a person winds up in the community, let me try to phrase this as precisely as I can, even though you may not have a precise answer. Does I'm just going to take a number for the purpose of illustration. Let's say that a person, that translated to a certain economic benefit of, I don't know, $100,000 in care, $200,000 in care, plus living expenses, $300,000, whatever the number is. Would that waiver by the person moving to the community effectively, would that have that benefit? Would it cut it by 50%, 10%? Do you have any, I mean, it doesn't so much impact, I mean, I don't vote on these resolutions unless there's a tie, but I'm just curious to know if you have a sense of what, aside from the obvious human benefit, what that economic benefit translates to.
Right now, under the ICFMR, they get 50% of the cost to keep them in the centers comes from the federal government. And then beyond that, I think they can back charge Medicaid and Medicare to bring that up so that the state doesn't actually cover the burden, you know, to take care of them. In the community, in the beginning, the money will follow them. In fact, they're even putting more money into the community. The problem is in the community, then it has to be reviewed annually. And what I found reading up on some of the other states, like North Carolina, right now they have 70 group homes that I guess funding was cut somehow, and the governor is putting, I think, $39 million or some incredible amount of money into just to keep it open for the next month or two till I figure out what to do. So right now, you know, the money is supposed to follow the individual, but what I worry about is the guarantees down the road that that money will be there. Mm-hmm. And also the studies show that for the particular population at Woodbridge, because they are so profoundly disabled, that in fact the studies show that it costs more to keep them in the community. For instance, dental services is very difficult to find in the community for somebody in a huge wheelchair and who needs a adult-size apparatus to keep their mouth open when the work is done on them. Most dentists don't even have that, let alone have to be on the first floor to get the wheelchair in. At Woodbridge, the dentist is there, they have a medical building, and can see like 20 people in one day. So what we'd like to see happen is to keep these centers open, and for those who want to go in the community, let them go. I didn't mention, but we did a survey, and 96% of families want to stay in the community. I mean, stay in the group homes. They don't want to go in the community. Leave these as resources.
You mean stay in the developmental center?
Stay in the developmental centers and not go into the community. Leave these centers as resources because you have experts there. The speech therapy, which sounds kind of funny since most people don't talk, but they actually deal with the swallowing because these individuals all suffer from dysphagia. This department alone probably handles, well, there's 330 people at Woodbridge, so the volume of people they see compared to another speech therapy group that's out in the community that these people have to go to because they're in a group home has no experience. From what I understand, most of the providers don't even have a speech therapist on staff. So, I mean, you know, they're not apples and oranges to compare, and we know that funding does get cut over the years, so I worry for these life-threatening situations for somebody like my sister.
Now,
So I don't know.
what's in your, thank you. What's in your, are those the packets that you have for us?
Yes.
Can we get those, please?
Yes.
I want to assure you, unless the council has a different idea that I haven't anticipated, I think we want to give this every consideration.
And these are
Yeah.
Rex's,
Thank you very much, thank you very much. Okay, do we have,
Any other questions?
sure, absolutely. Well, and our contact, your contact info is there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, are there other public comment? Okay, Mrs. Pickard. And then after this, we're going to move through the agenda, and then we'll have public comment again at the end.
Ms. Pickard, 307 Magnolia. I would like to support what these people have said. I was a patient advocate for the state of New Jersey for 12 years, and Woodbridge Developmental Center was one of my territories, that of mental health. I'm outraged. I didn't know that this was a plan, and how anybody can consider putting this population into the community. There's enough abuse of the healthy and capable people who could escape somebody. They're so profoundly handicapped. I don't know what to say. I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, they left already.
Main Street?
Highland Park thing.
Main Street?
Main Street. What is going to happen to that sidewalk on North Third? Is that ever going to be repaired before I break my other toes?
Which sidewalk?
They had damage there by the restaurant.
By Charlie Brown's?
Yeah.
Scott, do you want to speak to that?
We're actually being for tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Well, good, then I'll be able to walk past there on the weekend. How about the bushes that I have complained about?
Mrs. Bickard, on the bush.
Can we get, I'm sorry, Scott, can you take the microphone, please?
Sure. Scott Richmond. Mrs. Bickard gave us a list of bushes. The inspector was sent out that day. He could not find anything. I sent the inspector back out. The addresses that we found were like 2 blocks away from the addresses that she gave us. All those have been given notices, and they're being properly taken care of.
Okay, so if there's a discrepancy, Mrs. Bickard, please see Scott again, or he'll see you, and if there are any other lingering issues, we'll be happy to deal with those. Okay, I'm going to close public comment now, and we'll have a little bit more at the end. Clerk, can you report on the introduction of an amendment to the salary ordinance for consideration of passage on first reading by title?
An ordinance to provide for and determine the rate of compensation of each officer and employee of the Borough of Highland Park and the method of payment of such compensation has been introduced in writing by the Finance Committee for consideration of passage on first reading by title.
Okay, can I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Pearl-Mittler?
Yes.
Councilman Erickson?
Yes.
Councilman Millay?
Yes.
Councilman Potts?
Yes.
Councilwoman Welkowitz?
Yes.
You don't have to read the numbers.
Okay, so we have our consent agenda, Resolution authorizing amendment to the annual salary resolution, resolution authorizing final payout to Ann Ref, resolution to approve payment to public safety building architect, resolution to approve change orders to the public safety building, resolution to approve payments to H&S Construction for the public safety building, resolution to approve payment to the excavation company, Tom Busk and Son Construction, LLC, resolution to execution of municipal alliance agreement, resolution to approve bylaws for the municipal alliance, resolution to adopt corrective action plan, resolution to accept the 2011 audit,
Yes.
resolution to approve professional service agreement, Borough Attorney Ed Schmier, resolution to approve professional service agreement, Tax Appeal Attorney Martin Allen, whom we know as Marty, resolution to approve professional service agreement, Labor Attorney Arthur Tebow, resolution to approve professional service agreement, Bond Counsel Lentz, Goldman, and Spitzer, resolution to approve professional services agreement for the Borough Auditor Andrew Hodgewick, resolution authorizing execution of agreement for risk management services, resolution to approve taxi operators, resolution to approve taxi owner, and resolution to approve bills list. So can I have a motion to adopt all of that?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Brill-Mittler,
Yes.
Councilman Erickson,
Yes.
Councilman Malay,
Yes.
Councilman Potts,
Yes.
Councilwoman Welkowitz.
Yes.
Okay, Mayor Minkoff, who is me? Who is me? Yes, that's an objective pronoun, they agree. Okay, I hereby appoint to the Zoning Board of Adjustment Robert Holtzapfel as alternate number 2 and Alex Kemeny as alternate number 3. Can I have a motion to confirm?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Brill-Mittler,
Yes.
Councilman Erickson,
Yes.
Councilman Malay,
Yes.
Councilman Potts,
Yes.
Councilwoman Welkowitz.
Yes.
Okay, I appoint to the Mayor's Wellness Campaign Everett Fault and Patrol Person Adrian Karen. No confirmation is necessary, so they're appointed. Okay, any additional public discussion? By the way, just while Mrs. Bickhart returns to the microphone, I saw that Matt Hirsch just came in. Matt, I heard that the e-newsletter is resuming. It's okay, you can sit. That's okay. I heard the e-newsletter is resuming and may even be out by now or be out shortly. Thank you very much for all your hard work, and we're looking forward to seeing the fruits of your labor yet again. So thank you, and thanks to your family for enabling you to do all this hard work. Yes, absolutely. Thanks to Monica Jackson, the borough staffer who facilitates all of this. Okay, Mrs. Bickhart, I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
Just tell me what the Municipal Alliance is.
Okay, who's the liaison for the Municipal Alliance? Don't everybody jump in at once. Let's do that again. Okay, we're going to get a running start this time. Who is the municipal? Okay, Councilman Potts, would you give us a brief description of the Municipal Alliance?
Actually, if I can defer to Kathy Kovacs with my relatively...
Well, don't have egg on my face now.
That's okay.
Wasn't Kathy the one that told me to look over here?
You were, well...
Municipal Alliance is a grant that we receive every year, and we have for as long as I can remember. And what it funds are different programs. It funds teen programs. It'll fund any... recreation type programs it funds. It helps pay for the bus driver for the senior bus that takes people to their appointments, those type of things. It's a $14,510 grant that we receive every year, and it's spread out through different senior programs and recreation programs.
Now, is this a private group? I just want to know who this...
County. It comes from Middlesex County.
That's all I want.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? Anyone else? No? Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn to conference?
So moved.
I need a second.
Second.
Okay, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, have a good night. See you in a couple of weeks.